Hey, I'm trying to get Roddy Ricch on the podcast. That might happen pretty soon. What I will tell y'all is that his album, Live Life Fast, and last week I picked one of his records to be my record of the week. Live Life Fast is expected to sell 64,000 first week. Jesus. Now, a lot of people are surprised by this. People think like, yo, come on, it's Roddy Ricch. You know, we think about the box. We think about him being on Rockstar. We think about him on these huge moments in hip hop. And even though his last project, right, sold 101 first week, so it only sold 100, people felt like because these singles were so huge and now it elevated Roddy, that we were expecting Roddy Ricch to get or sell, I don't know, 200,000 records first week. This shocked a lot of people. I'm going to be honest, it shocked me too. But I think Roddy Ricch is probably learning a very important lesson. And it's a lesson which I tell artists all the time. But they never listen to me because they're oftentimes drunk off the high of their last hit. Now, let me explain it. People and fans are fickle. Unless your music literally is music with substance that could be almost a philosophy, or it could be movement music, people ain't really waiting for you. Kendrick's music at its core stands for something. Kendrick's music at its core is probably as intertwined with the movement for, the movement against, racial oppression or racial discrimination or a lot of social issues we have in this world. That's where Kendrick's music lives, if you ask me. Could he make an occasional hit? That's just talking about big booty. Yes. But the majority of his music is there. It's rooted there. We gonna be all right. Black of the Berry, King Kunta. Because of that, if he takes 5 years off, whenever he comes back, it's like he took no time off. Those people have realized the substance for his music and they'll always come back. I always use this term, jingles. A lot of people, they refuse to believe that what they're making is jingles. The Box, to me, is a jingle. Rockstar is a jingle. I'll say this, though. Die Young and Every Season, that's a story. And people do like a good story. The story of a kid who grew up from nothing, who literally got it out the mud, that's another song. People want to hear that, man. People want to hear that. But people don't want to wait 3 years to hear that. Unfortunately, Roddy Ricch, if you ask me, is in the box of he needs to drop every 2. Also, he needs to maybe drop an EP here and there. Also, he needs to be very active on features. I was told by certain people that they felt that Roddy Ricch was starting to think in how his music was performing that he could do what Kendrick did. Now, I don't know if this is true. So this is why I want Roddy Ricch on here to ask him. But there is saying that he felt he could go away and not provide a follow-up project for some while and people would still be there. Now, are people still here for Roddy? Yeah, they are. But when your singles were the thing that dominated that time in between you putting out your last record, they're here for the singles. So they're listening to the project and they're saying, Where's the box at? Where's songs like Die Young? They want these big singles. Now, maybe that album has that. But you could tell the majority of fans aren't looking at Roddy Ricch as an album artist. They're looking at him as a singles artist. Which I hope, if he cares about, the perception of his audience and what the perception of his career is by other people, you have to care about that. Some people, I see them trying to explain these sales away, which I don't think is terrible, but I don't think is what people expected. People try to explain this away by saying the shit mid. I've been saying this in the last year. The difference between a mid album and a lit album these days, and what I hear people call mid, is do you have the undeniable single or not? They said Drake Certified Lover Boy was mid. I thought it was good. Did I think it was classic? Nah, I fell back off that. That's good. People said it was mid. You know why I believe those people said it was mid? Because it didn't have a God's Plan. Didn't have a One Dance. Didn't have that one song that's so fucking dominating. It changed the whole entire outlook of that album. I'll give you another example of how a mega hit will change the outlook of an album. The Baby's last project. Before Rockstar popped off, they're like, yo, this nigga rap the same. Mid. Rockstar pops off. Oh, that album was kind of fire. People change their minds on an album depending on if it has a smash or not. A mega smash is not mid no more. You put out a good album with no mega smashes, they're gonna call it mid. I listened to Roddy Ricch's project, and I thought it was okay. I'm not gonna say it was too good. It was okay. And maybe you're probably listening to this and be like, yo, that's exactly what mid means. Let me upgrade it then. I thought it was good. But I'm going to be honest, and I'm a part of this. We have created a society where it used to just be classic or trash, which I ain't going to lie, definitely helped create that. But then there's this new tier. It's classic, trash, or mid. It's not, no one cares about, oh, it's good, but it's not classic. Right? CLB, I think it's good, not classic. It's either middle, the worst thing ever, or the best thing ever. And this is why, sales, which is, Ask Any Label, is part of brainwashing. I'm one of the outlets who report sales all the time. Now, you know what happens with labels? Say I report that Roddy did 64. And say there's an audit, because they do that with Billboard or Nielsen, whatever. Say there's an audit that has him, that says it's not 64, it's 72. His label's gonna hit me. Yo, Ak, could you put this out and let them know it was actually 72? It's manipulation of numbers. You know why they would do that? It's not because they care about what academics, actually they do. But it's not about what I'm saying, it's about what people are interpreting. For the people who are listening to Live Life Fast, and probably just wondering, is this, when they see it's expected to sell 64? Oh, okay. It's definitely mid. A lot of times people need other people to come up with an opinion. When people see projections in sales, it makes sense. Do you get what I mean? So I watched these sales. I watched the sales predictions and all that, and I would say to Roddy, the box or whatever song you get should never make you feel like you don't have to put that work in. What I mean by put that work in, you're in a new age and you're a new rapper still. You should be dropping consistently. Not every week, not every month, but you cannot go 2 to 3 years without dropping something meaningful. And I think you'll learn and he'll bounce back. By the way, I love how he sequences albums. I think this project is getting a lot of flack because we don't have the undeniable hit. And by the way, we got to get back to that. I don't know what these artists are thinking. If you didn't drop an album in 3 years, why are you dropping an album without a single? Like, respectfully, that Late at Night song was not the undeniable single you know you need. Drake did the same, but that's Drake. Drake dropped Certified Lover Boy without a real single. Drake could do it. But for people like Roddy Ricch, maybe he needs to go get the single, then add the album afterwards. But we've seen a lot of artists just dropping their album. We'll see what happens.